Hey guys, welcome back. Today is January 22nd. It's like 23 degrees today. I'm going stir crazy, been in the house, don't want to be outside, it's too cold. So I got a project I'm thinking about in the garage. I'll flip you around and let you see what we're doing. Okay, so you guys remember the walnut that we've been using in a lot of our projects. This came from a tree that we cut down just right outside this wall here. And we saved it, we dried it, and it's been working out pretty good on a lot of things. And what I got here, I got my 9mm. This is a Sig, and it's got these plastic grips on it. And it's a pretty nice gun, but the grips leave a little bit to be desired. I kind of like the looks of them, but when you feel them in your hand, they're just not great. So my thought is, we're going to make one to fit this pistol. You can see it's a pretty small gun. It's a concealed carry gun. So my thinking is, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go out to Dad's and do like all good kids do and make a mess. And I want to cut this a little bit thinner. I want to cut it actually a lot thinner. You can see kind of what we're working with. That's it's less than 1/4 of an inch. So we need to cut this down to that thickness, and then we'll cut it. We'll take these off, trace them. I'll tell you what, we'll just show you as we do it. How's that? Let's get started. Okay, so I'll show you what I did last night. Come out here and was trying to decide how we were going to get cut like a 1/4 of an inch off this edge right here. So what we want to do is we want to take the saw and cut it like this and have just a little piece come off of this side, okay? So what we decided to do was we took 2 1-bys and screwed them together, and then I glued this piece to the 1-bys, and then we let it dry overnight. So the plan is now going to go to the radio alarm saw, and we'll show you that if we can cut across there, see how it works. Okay, before I cut it, I don't know if you can see or not, but my line, right there's my line. So we're not taking very much off of that, and it's going to be tricky. And then what we want to do, make sure we go fast enough that the blade doesn't burn it like this, but slow enough that it doesn't get in a bind and knock this off there. It's going to be tricky, but we'll see what happens. Okay, so I'm gonna be honest, I did not see it going that good. That turned out awesome. So we'll mark it and see if we can do one more. Okay, so we got the original ones off, and this is how they look, and they're marked also. I don't know if you can see it right there. That's the left, and it's not going to show you. But we're going to start with the right because you can see that they're different. This one's got a notch here, and another one down here. So we'll trace that. And I was looking on this one, I got a little knot right there. I'd like to get that in here, so we will probably just go off of this edge like that, trace it, and then we'll cut it. Yeah. You see that? It's not easy to see. All right, so I think it's best to drill my holes first while I've got a bigger piece of wood to work with. So I'll drill these holes and then try to take this notch out of the side. The camera's not picking up my pencil marks very good. You can see that notch right there, about a half a circle. And then all I did was just took some drill bits and I put them in backwards through the thing to see which ones fit. And this is the one I got on the side. I'm gonna try to do that first. See right there, ta-da. So we'll do that. Okay, so hopefully you can see that there's an offset in that grip right there. You can kind of see it. And what that's for is that when this screw sets in there, it sets flush, okay? So from the back, it's got a lip in there to hold the screw, but it's countersunk in there so that screw sets flush. How I'm going to accomplish that is a squared off bit like this. But big enough. See, this one's not big enough for the head to fit in there. And I got it set up and I've already tried it once and it's not perfect. You can kind of see what I've got here. See how that is? I didn't get it centered on the hole, so that's going to be the tricky part. See there? So we'll see what happens. All right, so my front is flush, almost, but my back, I don't quite have enough screws sticking out the back. So what we got to do is we got to make that offset a little bit deeper. I'm going to check them both. And they're both almost identical. See there? So we'll just go a little more. I kind of planned it that way because once you take it off, you can't put it back on. So we'll just keep going a little bit at a time until we get the depth we want. All right, I think we got what we need right there. You can see we got enough thread. It's up to where the Loctite was at. They both look pretty good. So now we're going to do what we started to do first, and that's cut it out. See if we can get the angle we need here. So I'm just trying to line up my line with the path that this blade is going to travel. Okay, so now we'll gotta plug it in. We'll lower our blade. We're going to have to cut through this fence too. Tell you what, let's do that cut first. Then we'll line it up. And we're going to do this probably in a couple cuts just to make sure we got it where we want. And put through a breaker. let's not tell Dad we burnt that fuse out, because we probably had it plugged in the wrong spot. All right, I also got another little notch right there that I forgot to drill. So we'll get that drilled out and then figure out how we're going to cut this one. All right, so I don't want to damage the finish on this, so I'm going to put it between 2 blocks of wood, put it in the vise, and then we'll use this back saw to cut it out. See what's going on. And then this, see how fine these teeth are on this saw. That's why we're using this saw. It's a lot bigger than I'd like to use, but if I can get her started. See, it wants to cut. You can tell by the, let's put it the way it goes. See how those teeth are angled? It wants to cut on the push. And I'm dragging, it's doing a little cutting to get it started. But when you push, that's when it's really going to take off. So I'm just taking my time to get a little groove going there. I can just about start pushing. It's going to take it off a lot quicker. That's all I need to do. So now I'll spin it. And cut the other direction. This should go a little easier because we're going with the grain instead of against the grain. We're going across the grain that first cut. It just actually just broke off. But that's okay because we're getting ready to sand it. Okay. Good look of it there. I think we'll try to dry fit it before we start. Okay, so kind of got the outline we want. Now what we got to do, see what we got there, the way these are, see how they're tapered down, kind of a crescent moon shape. So we gotta sand up on the edges, keep that thickness in the middle, but get these sanded down so that we end up with that same shape. I guess it'd be like this, okay? But so far, so good. you can see that the one I'm making is a little thicker than this one, and I'm actually okay with that. I kind of like that idea. I think it's turned out pretty good. Okay, so we got it all sanded down. And it fits with the clip in it. And then you can see right there how it looks. All right, so now what we'll do is we'll make the other side, and we're gonna pull this one back off. We'll make the other side, and then we'll take it back home and we'll put it on the laser. Okay, so right now I'm doing a test run. There's the logo, and there we go. And I've done one here on a piece of leather where it really wasn't quite big enough. And I'm going to, when I made these, I got an extra piece, so I went ahead and made an extra that I can practice on. Right now, I've got it burning onto a piece of leather, and you can see there where I traced around the leather, so I'll know, I'll cut it the same size as this, so I'll know where to set this. And if that comes out the way I like it, we'll go ahead and put it on. It's looking pretty good right now. All we'll have to do is determine how hot we want it to be, because that leather is softer than this walnut wood is. So we'll have to make a few adjustments to the power we're giving it, and then we'll see what happens. All right, it's a go one. Pretty good. We'll show you the finished product. All right, so it came out pretty good, but you can kind of see down here what it is where that knot was. That wood is a little bit harder where that knot was, and it didn't burn in there as good. It should say Master Pistol right there, and you can't really even read it. If you don't know what it says, you're not going to know. And then also, if you look at it, it's just a little low. So I'm going to look at my other piece. I think it's very near that knot is in almost the exact same spot. I want to move this up just a bit, and then we'll try it again, but we got one more chance to get it right. All right, so there is what we were going for. That's the best we're going to get, so take it or leave it. I like it. Still got the knot moved over to this side, but it's pretty good. I like it. You can tell for sure that it's a Sig. And if you get close enough, I don't know if the camera can let you see the detail in the lettering there. I had to go over it twice. The first time didn't come out quite clear enough, so I hit it a second time. Now we're going to get ready to work on the left-hand side. And I don't really want to do the same logo on that side, so I'm just kind of kicking around some ideas. We'll work on this a little more, and then we'll show you the finished product when we're done. Okay, so I got it all done, and I've oiled it. Okay, so I got it all done, and I went ahead and oiled it. Still got some oil on my hands, but I've kind of shined it up, and I really, really like it. Now this is the side you've seen, so I'm gonna flip it over. The other side is not exactly the same. Here's what we got on the other side. Okay, just turn it here so you can see it a little better. There you go. And I think I got that one centered just about as close to perfect as you can. I'm really, really happy with this one. It was a whole lot easier. Went over it a couple times. Let me show you real quick. I'll show you the what we had on it before. Okay, here's what was on it, and there's what is on it. They both look good. I can't complain about this. I mean, it's a really good grip. But it's plastic. Not a big fan of plastic. I'm a fan of natural materials. This walnut, I cut this tree down and I saved this wood, and I made this fit this gun, and to me, there's nothing better than that. You can't buy anything that would make me happier than what I got right here. Flip it over, I'll show you the other side. Okay, there's the other side. Again, so you've seen a lot of my projects, and I really like matte black and a natural brown, a wood earth tone. I think they just look great together. This one's just not quite natural enough, and it's plastic. And that one, to me, this is a day well spent, and I'm very, very happy with it. Hope you guys like it. If you haven't subscribed already, please do hit that like button. We'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.